some ways that we can passively make some income, generate some income. So we're gonna try and make our money work for us, or find ways that we could invest a bit of time in the beginning and then allow for that stream of income and that stream to grow. So I've made it, it's gonna be a tier list ranking. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 options, and we're going to try and rank them based on A being the best options and D being the least recommended options. I just wanted to start off with stocks, dividends, uh, real estate and real estate investment trusts, and ETFs. ETFs is like 100 companies in one stock, and if you buy a share, it's going to be of 100 shares in one asset. So, example, the Nasdaq. It's the 100 best U.S. companies, something like that, or richest companies. Is this a good way to make money passively? First, let's look at the risk. From my experience in 5 years of on and off investing in this kind of assets, I have not lost money. I did make money, however, it was small. It wasn't significant, but that's only because it was relative to my investment. It, it's possible to, if you have a 10K in these assets, you can make $100 a month. Now the risk, yeah, I didn't lose any money really, and you don't need to invest in risky assets that are assets that are very consistent and grow really slowly. So yeah, we say 1% gain, 2% gain. Okay, on $100 investment, that's not a lot, but on $1,000 investment, we're talking now about $10 to $20 a month return from doing no work. And if it's like 10,000, you're getting $100 for doing nothing. Fifty $50,000, you're getting $500 a month without any work. However, we're going to see there are other ways like dividends. No matter how the stock performs, you will get like 2, 3. There are companies offering 5, 10% return on your investment. It could be weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly dividend. You could get that even monthly if you wanted to. And dividends is a safe way because you could easily see companies that don't change their dividends, who haven't changed for over like a decade. You know, you don't need to go that long to trust the reliability. However, a few years is usually enough to trust the consistency and health of the dividend return. I like REI it's too. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm making decisions or rankings based on my wants or my what I like. No, it's very objective, and honestly, you would lose. Okay, let's say the stock goes down, so you lost a bit of money, but the dividend makes up for it, and usually you make some money, the stock goes up, and you make the dividend, so you make more than like originally even like the plan is. ETFs, REITs, all of these, yeah, they are. If you, it takes a bit of time just to do some research and to choose the right assets, buy them at the right prices, and and that's it. And it doesn't take too much work, right? Not a lot of work, and there is a bit of risk involved, a bit, okay, not that much, honestly, as long as you know what you're doing, and it doesn't take that much long to understand how it works. And also, we have to understand that yeah, the thing about this way of making passive income is that we have to put our own money in it. And it has to be a significant amount of money to see any significant amount of return. So I'm going to put this as a B. It has a lot of opportunities, but a little bit of risk, and the fact that it does require you to invest a little bit. We're looking at ways how we can make our money work for us. And this is a very promising option. YouTube automation channels. Now, this will generate passive income, right? However, this requires some work in the beginning. And to really make a lot of videos automated, you do have to pay for some sort of paid AI plan or something like that, because you're going to need a lot of free versions, and it's going to be time consuming to try and create this project on without investing any money. So this one requires time, money, invest that you pay, right? The stocks and dividends, you can withdraw your money anytime you want. The YouTube automation is an investment. We don't know if we're going to get that money back. And it takes time, and there is a risk that it won't work. So it this is a way to generate a lot of passive income, and even the main income from this. You can just make money only from this. However, there's the risk that it won't work, and the time and effort required, and the competition. But it's possible. I'm going to put it as a C just because it's not that long or time consuming to set it up. As long as you have a clear and organized plan, like what you're going to do and blah blah blah, and then you set it up, and everything's automated, so it doesn't require that much time. So there is potential in this, but just because of all the other things that we talked about, it's going to be a C. Next one is P2P lending. I think that this is a very interesting option because there is some sort of guarantee that you will get your money back. However, it's not guaranteed because you are really lending it to someone who, if he doesn't have the money, yeah, he's going to have to pay more, but there isn't really a deadline to pay. It's only that his interest will grow. And you don't make that much, just a couple of percentages. So this is a reliable way to make money, but it does require you to loan your money, and it does require you to research the right and reliable and trustworthy people to lend to, and the right platforms to use. I almost want to put it as an A, but you are using your own money. Guys, it's going to be a B, which is still good. If there's some sort of way to guarantee that you will get your money back no matter what, even if it's just the initial income, it's worth it. The only thing about this is, yeah, you're just lending out your money. It's not really working for you, but it is a real way to make passive income. So it's a strong option. Selling digital products. So I think so. Digital products include ebooks, includes art, courses, you know, anything that you would sell online. You know, it could even be a service. So this means we have to make something, and then the income from sales will passively, like in your sleep, you'll get sales. Where is the risk in this? The risk is working on a product and it not selling. If we have a right way, a right system that is not time consuming to create these digital products, I think it's worth it. I also think it's worth it. I haven't tried this, but I think it's an interesting option, is to combine selling digital products with paid ads. You pay for ads, but you only pay if someone clicks on your ad. So if someone clicks on your ad, there is a potential that person will actually purchase. So the return on investment with paid ads is pretty good. You know, you only pay if someone clicks, and if someone clicks, they might buy. So maybe like if you have 5 clicks, at least one will buy. And if that sale generates more than what you paid for 5 clicks, then the ROI is worth it. It's positive. And yeah, and the cost per click, depending on the type of product, can go from 20 cents to $2 per click. If you're in a market where there's saturation and a lot of competition, it would be hard to stand out. So if you have a smart, clever plan on how to attack this, yeah, you have to invest a bit with paid ads, but there is an ROI with that, and it's not a big risk. The risk is that spending time on products that are not going to sell. And there's a lot of competition, and there's almost already everything, right? This is between a B and a C. A, not an A because too much competition already. Like, there's already courses for everything. Yeah, one of the other ones was pre-record courses, but I'm gonna delete it because it's a digital product. Yeah, you pre-record a course and you sell your course online. If you're if there's something very specific where there's not a lot of competition, you can do that. So a B or a C? I mean, hmm, it might be a B, right? Because you get most of the like profit, like the revenue, like it's not like drop shipping or e-commerce where you get like 10% commission or something. No, you're probably going to get like 80% of what they paid and 20% to like the publisher and stuff like that. So I'm going to put this as a B because there is a lot of potential with this if done right. Okay, selling custom AI bots. It's passive income, but it's not a way to make our money work for us. So we have to make a differentiation between making our money work for us, like with stocks and P2P lending, and passive income, like selling digital products. And even stocks and stuff is passive income, but we just need to make that difference. That, yeah, passive income, but some don't, some require some work and effort, like selling custom bots is a way to make income, but it's kind of a project, a business of yours. Like it was going to take time to set up your brand, your reputation, and white label some bots. It's not that time consuming, okay? And then just cold email or ads or website about the product. You're not making the bot. You're buying a bot and you're just selling it for a bit higher. It is passive income, but it requires time, and the risk is that that time will not reward you. Like there's no guarantee that it's going to work. So will this be a C or a D? Guys, this is going to be a D because yes, it's passive income, but not really. It's more of an online income business idea. So I'm just going to put it as a D because of the kind of work and technicals involved in this option. Another one is domain flipping or renting domains. Hmm. Is this really passive income? What I did is I went on many articles and I looked at the things that they had in common, patterns, and I put the top patterns here. So and they're saying domain flipping is a passive income. I mean, what you do is you're gonna buy like 100 domains and then advertise them and just wait. If someone wants to sell, you sell it. Someone wants to sell, you sell it. It is a way to make your money work for you, and it is passive income. And now let's look at the risk of investment versus reward. Because what if you half of your domains nobody buys them, and you might have to wait like a year for someone to actually buy it. If done right, it can work, right? If it's like a proper project, it could work, but it does require own investment that we might not get back. But the money adds up quickly if it does work. A couple of domains can make up for all the other ones that didn't sell. However, the fact that there is personal investment that we might not get back, that is a risk, and it's not that reliable as a way. I'm going to put it as a C. There's potential, but there's a risk of failure. Another way is real estate. Real estate is really investing into yeah, you buy a property and then you resell it. They say that's passive income because I guess the property value grows with time. Because when I think passive income, I think of we don't really have to do any work. But in real estate, you have to deal with property issues, right? That's why I like each real estate investment trust because they handle everything. I have nothing to worry about. I just get dividends, and sometimes the stock can go down, and you don't know for how long. But I've had great experiences and no work. So real estate, the profit margin is bigger. However, still do have to make your own investment, and there's a risk that you actually lose money on a property. There are many stories about that. I mean, just look now at the the economies and the markets. Like people now, the value of their properties really went down a lot. So I know a lot of people really do like this one. Wow, we don't have an A. We don't have nothing great at A. Wow, interesting. But we do have B, which is really good. Real estate, there's a lot of risk involved and work and stress too. Hmm. I don't want to put it as a D because I don't want to be biased, right? I want to put it as a C because there are some people who are made smart. If you do it a smart way, you can make money from this, but it does require own investment and risk and stress. Guys, we're gonna have to be. If we're being objective, it's a D. If we're being objective, neutral, like I'm not being biased, it's a D. Local lead gen site. Local lead generation sites, I think. But I know what this is. This is you create a very specific site for for a specific like town, even neighborhood, and it's gonna be like top 5 coffee shops in this neighborhood. A website only about that, and then you're gonna try to build some traffic, and then you could contact the coffee shops to ask them if they want to be in your top 5 list, and they would pay you for that. This has a lot of potential, right? I'm not trying to be objective, but I am currently trying this as one way to be a digital nomad to generate some income. I am getting visitors, right? But I haven't. I took a different approach. I put affiliation links. I put affiliate links of products that I recommend based on a specific topic, very specific topic. I made a lot of sites. I get clicks on the affiliation links, and I get visitors. Organic. I don't pay for visitors. I am in Google, the search engine, but I haven't made any sales or conversions in a month. I potentially could. There's a lot of potential, especially if I include paid ads in this idea too. It could work. It takes a bit of time to set it up, but I am pretty good with making websites. It's one like in my past jobs I made websites. So for me it's kind of fast. So depending on your skill level, this is an opportunity that could generate real passive income, and just have a lot of uh, micro sites, like small specific sites, and like seeds. Let them plant them and let them grow with time. Maybe with time, I'll get higher in the search engines, and I'll get better affiliations, and then I could even start contacting agencies, showing them, look how many visitors I get per month. Do you want to be on it? So a lot of potential with this idea. It's not really a way to make. It is a way to make your money work for you, but it is passive later. Okay, of course, a bit of work, but it is really passive after. Like boom, money is just people clicking on your links. You get a 10% commission or something like that per sale. Very passive. Requires a bit of effort. So depending on what kind of passive income you're looking for, if you're looking for very very passive, we are talking about stocks, P2B lending, dividends, even maybe selling digital products, more or less. That does require a bit of extra time. And then there are other ways that do require a bit of time in the beginning, depending on what you're looking for. So the potential is really good in this. And there's not a lot of competition if you know how to choose the right topics. Are we looking at an A? And you don't need to pay. Because it's risky to pay for something you don't get, there's no guarantee of return. Guys, I think this is an A. I don't see much wrong with it. Like, there are even website builders that help you make websites, and for free. We have a first A, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Okay, the last one. Print on demand stores. It sounds promising, but the competition is crazy. If you are an artistic, visual person, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. It's a good idea. If it's something you're good at, all you have to do is put your design up, and boom, there might be sales. Same. I almost thought, is that a digital product? More or less, designs is a digital product. We could almost put it the same. But specifically print-on-demand stores, I feel like there is a lot of competition, right? There is. But it is a truly passive way to make income. But if you enjoy being creative or designing or painting, why not? It could be a passion project, you know? And it is really passive income. Once you make a design, it's there. And whatever it makes saves, it makes saves. So personally, I'm not that great at art, things like that. Personally, I'm more like local lead gen sites, personally, but I'm still going to put it as an A, an objective rating, because a lot of potential for the right people, right? A lot of potential and not a lot of risk. And you don't need to invest any money, like, and your design would be printed on a clothing or branding or whatever. You could sell it to Canva, and 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 they would only print it when there is a sale, like drop shipping. If someone buys it, they would print it. So it's not like you have to buy and invest in an inventory, and there's a risk that nobody buys it. Like you have unbought inventory, there's not that risk. So a lot of because of all of that, it's an A. So this is our list. Hmm. Like personally, I could do two, maybe three, four, four. I could have four passive. I could do four from these and have passive income. And digital products can be many different kinds of products. So I think we've made a great list, and maybe for you, depending on your skills, you might put YouTube automation channels as an A if really like you're really good with AI and you have access to free tools, because that's the reason. One of the reasons I put it as a C is because you are going to have to invest your own money that you might not get back. But if any of these you feel like you have an advantage or a skill that you can offer, then go for it. But this is the list that we've made. If I have any more ideas, and I might develop a list part two, because I'm already working on a part two list of online income, but not passive. A part two list of ways we can make money online by working, and I might make a part two, and maybe this time I will make it like really more passive. Find a more passive way, even if it's small percentages. We'll still talk about passive, even if that means a high yield savings account. So the next list would be like part two, but really true passive income options. So I hope this is productive for you. It certainly was for me, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Take care and good luck.